The band the Foo Fighters have come out with a very own horror movie in that case, and let's see if it's good or bad and what I thought of it next. I had such high hopes for this movie after seeing the first trailer for it in theaters about 2 weeks ago or so. I had no idea this movie was being made, but I loved listening to the Foo Fighters growing up, and all the band members are really good and something. I really enjoyed their music and all that, so I was happy to watch this and thought it was going to be some horror slasher movie, but it was not that at all. It was not what I expected it to be. Way more trying to be funny than serious and horror s than what I had thought. And that was the biggest problem for me. One of the biggest problems was just it being too trying too hard to be funny. Even though I did like the Lionel Richie appearance, that was probably the funniest bit they did, but every other funny bit they did kind of fell flat. And in the movie, you got David Grohl, Taylor Hicks, and all the other band members of Foo Fighters playing themselves, as well as some cameos from like Will Forte, Jimmy Smith, Jeff Garland, and Whitney Cummings all in it too, playing supporting roles. But the core of the movie is focused on the six band members and what they're going through to create this 10th album in this haunted mansion that is possessed and is getting David Grohl possessed and demonic. And the acting's not all that bad. It's pretty typical for who they are, not being actors and all that for them, but it was decent. It didn't really take away from the film, but where the film really fell flat was just in the pacing of it. It's very slow. Nothing happens. It felt like for the first hour and kind of boring. I was just wanting to get into the action and just needed it to pick up and just to get me interested in it. I just never got to that point. And then the story too, I felt was a little short and not well fleshed out. The demon explanation comes way later in the film, and by that point, I really didn't care that much, and nothing was really happening that gets me invested into the story. And the only reason why I cared about these characters was because I listened to the Foo Fighters growing up, but nothing in the movie got me to like him or care for him. David Grohl comes off as kind of a dick in it, and I think that was the case. But that's only like character development of any of the characters I see from the band members and from the supporting cast. They're all just there to get killed at one point or another throughout the film. And then the worst of all, I feel in this film is the editing. It's very choppy. I feel like scenes are misplaced in this, and it's just doesn't have that good flow that a movie should, and it's just scene after scene of just non sequiturs, I guess. And it kind of just takes me out of the movie, the editing for this movie. And because of that, I'm gonna give it a pretty low score here of 36 out of 100. But the Foo Fighters, it's a decent movie for them, given that they're not filmmakers, they're musicians, but there wasn't enough musical aspect of their songs in this movie either. It wasn't really a musical at all. It was just a horror comedy, which something I wasn't expecting. But if you've seen it in theaters this week, and let me know what you think in the comments below, guys.